today we're talking to Ian Allinson following his first match as a new St Albans City manager. You must have thought, Ian, you were going to get off to a winning start there. We're 2-0 up and we're playing some of the best football for ages. Looked like getting a third, and suddenly it all went wrong at the end.
Yeah, I think you did right there. I think you summed it up in a couple of words. Very, very positive for long periods. Unfortunately, the last 10-15 minutes whether we got tired, whether we got nervous, only time will tell. From what I can see from today, there's lots of positives. Just a shame that the controversy surrounds the Fiapunis goal, which puts us 3-0 up, and really game's dead and buried there. And the referees gives the goal, and he seems to be waiting 5 minutes for the linesman to make a decision, and apparently he was buzzing his buzzer, he said, and that's why he disallowed it. So disappointing. From the time I felt that gave them a bit of a lift, and it obviously gave us a little bit of a negativity, and we started to defend a little bit deeper, and we allowed them to get the 2 goals.
In fact, we had another good chance just after that. I think Sam Corcoran went through and he got caught offside, and he shouldn't really get caught there.
No, he's just got to hold his run, but again, was it eagerness? I don't know. I mean, it was great for the fact is that we broke from our own 18-yard box, and as I say, if he just holds his run just a couple of strides, he's clear, and as I say, he's rolled it in the back of the net, and again, that puts us 3-0 up, and it's a different game.
One thing I will say about Concord, throughout, although that dodgy period midway through the second half, they were very positive.
They've always been like that. I think Danny Cowley, who was in charge for probably the last 10 years, he's always had that side of his game. He's always got them on the front foot. They always look to go and attack. They've got boys with pace all over the park. I mean, James White sits in midfield and he just recycles it back in behind us, and at times it's effective and it causes problems, and it's see that in the goal in the 89th minute. From the fact is it was just a ball put in behind us again. It's just the fact is they've gone and picked the ball up and they've recycled it back into the wide areas, and we just got undone from that side of it.
One of the most pleasing things for you, I think, is getting 2 goals. We struggled for them of late, but we looked so we could get more as well, so that's something that is encouraging.
Yeah, I felt the first 20-25 minutes we struggled to get out of our box, but there was a bit of a wind out there, and I say they pressed us, and we're probably lacking a little bit of confidence. From the fact is that I think it's 11 games, isn't it? Since we've won a game, should I say, and I think 4 defeats on the bounce, so the confidence was a little bit low. But as you say, when the second goal went in, I felt we played for 10-15 minutes there, some really nice football. Could have got the 3rd goal. I was just disappointed, and I spoke to them afterwards that their first goals come from our corner, and that shouldn't happen for me. We have to put balls into areas, we have to work their back 4, their goalkeeper, and from the moment we give it away on the edge of their 18-yard box, we were caught, and it was 2-1, and then it gives them a lift. I think if we go another 4 or 5 minutes at 1-0, we can at 2-0, we can then go on and see the game out comfortably, and as soon as we give that goal away, I think there was a little bit of a panic set in.
I suppose at the moment it's still learning about the players for you, although you will know some of them, say, with you at Bournemouth. And have you seen us at all this season?
I watched you against Bishop Stortford in the 1-1 draw, and again I felt that day at times you were unfortunate, but it's been like that a lot all season, isn't it? There's a lot of the games there where should have picked up 3 points, and if you don't pick up 3 points in this league, then you'll end up in a relegation fight, and I've seen it in the times I've been at Bournemouth a couple of times. We've had a lot of draws, didn't win games, and you don't pick up enough points. So again today, points good. Yes, I do know a few of the players. There's a few of the players I don't know, but really with the squad that's assembled at this football club, this football club shouldn't be bottom of the table with 23 points after 28 games.
I think we're riding hard. We've jumped a place today. You brought in one new face today, Josh Staunton, a youngster from Charlton Athletic. He's also played for a few non-league sides as well. Has he played for you before? No, I mean Harry has to take full credit for that. It was something that Harry been working on all week. I spoke to him yesterday morning, just before it was going to be announced that I was going to get the job, and it was one of those that. Just seeing the league table there, I've got to do right. And what about them extra 2 points to done today? That'd have been amazing, wouldn't it? So, but anyway, no, Harry. I spoke to Harry at length yesterday about the boy. I did a bit of homework myself, and we made the decision yesterday to go and get the boy in. And I think you see today, I think he's a good footballer, and he reads the game very, very well. And I think it's a great addition to what we need. For the next sort of 4 weeks at the moment, we've got him for 28 days, and I think it'd be a great addition to what we need, because he reads the game well, he's got pace, he's a young lad, he's got an energy, and I think we need all of that in the next 4 weeks. You'll be aware of James Comley. He's currently on loan at Maidenhead United to the end of the season. Presumably we can call him back after it's about 28 days normally. Any thoughts of doing so?
I don't think. I mean, I don't know on that one. Whether if it's a long-term loan, then we can't call him back. If it's a 93-day loan, then we can call him back after 28 days. So I don't know. They're just all. I think everything happens so quickly, really, from Thursday afternoon, really, to yesterday lunchtime, to today, really. I really haven't had time to just look at where we are with players on loan. I know the players we've got on loan, but I know there's a couple out, some of the younger ones, and obviously James is out with Maidenhead. So I'd need to have a look at that over probably the next sort of 6-7 days. We'll have a look at that. Obviously we've got to go straight into Ebbsfleet on Tuesday night, so it's a tough period for us. So the 3 points today would have been massive. Whatever we get at Ebbsfleet would be a bonus, and then we've got to go and look to be positive in terms of trying to get 3 points at Bath before we face Sutton and Whitehawk here, which are going to be two tough games.
Talking to supporters here, and they seem delighted with your appointment because you've been around the non-league game for a little while now, and it probably does take an experienced head to get us out of this situation, which is not having to go at Harry, because obviously he's learning the management side of it, and your appointment seems to have gone down well. Can you talk us through actually what happened there, because it seemed to happen very quickly?
It was just the fact is, I mean, I was obviously Boreham Wood this year manager. The club at Boreham Wood decided to go full-time in late September, early October. I felt I wasn't in a position to do that with the job that I do on a daytime basis, so that's where I stepped back down. The chairman kindly invited me back to be director of football, which was something that I was having. I wanted to try it, see what it was like, and I decided probably last Sunday was the fact is that I felt it just wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to be back in the dugout. I wanted to be back, with players. It's not so much coaching side of it, because I think at the age I am now, people like Harry is a great coach, so it's more about man management and trying to organise people and trying to get them into good habits, and that's what I feel we need at the moment here is good habits will bring us results. And then out of the blue on Thursday morning, I just felt I was going to throw a phone call into Lawrence Levy, which I did. I just asked him where he was in terms of where he was with his manager, and he just said that he was thinking long and hard. It's been tough for Harry, but he would like to have a chat with me. I think we met for about an hour on Thursday afternoon, and he said but he would like to go and speak to Harry on Thursday night, which he did. I wanted to speak to Boreham Wood, which I did, and then yesterday at 12 o'clock it was announced. So it was really simple as that, really. So it was me throwing a phone call into them, having a chat with them, and then it's taken from that side of it. So, as you say, for Harry, it's going to be a little bit of a disappointment from his point of view. But he is a young, excellent coach that probably needs somebody hopefully with the experience I've got. I mean, I would say now this is my 26th year as a manager after starting at Baldock in 1990. John Fenley, actually, who's the kit man here, was my kit man at Baldock. So it's an amazing turnaround. But it's. As we said, I've got no magic wand at the end of the day. All I try and demand is that the players work extremely hard. And if we're not successful, all I said to them today was that if we look in the mirror at the end of the season and everybody's give over 100% now, and we've not been good enough, then nobody can complain. But if we can go and put sort of 4 or 5 results on the board very, very quickly, we need a special week, and we used to talk about this at Boreham Wood all the time, is about having a week where we go and win 3 games on the trot or get 7 points out of 9, because all of a sudden every club above you catch them up, and then they start panicking themselves, they start getting dragged into a relegation battle, and the confidence will come flying back from us, from our point of view. So hopefully the players have got a bit more confidence today. It wasn't a defeat, which is normally a situation where they take it personally. For me today was like a defeat, because obviously being 2-0 up and then obviously 2-1 up with a minute to go plus the injury time, it was hard to take, especially I didn't think they scored great goals, where I felt our 2 goals we worked extremely hard for them, but that's from a personal point of view. So as I say there, I've got no magic wand. At the end of the day, I'll just demand people to be organised. I'll demand them to have respect for each other. I'll ask them to have some desire, and at the end of the day, if we work and do that, then we'll have a good chance of hopefully picking up the results we need over the next 10 weeks.
I think you're the only second person who has managed both Boreham Wood and St Albans City, and I was here when the other one was here. It was Danny Hunter's dad, Mickey. He got the bullet after being in charge of 15 league games, didn't win any of them. If we go 15 without a win, we're down.
Well, listen, I think if we go 5 or 6 games, it's going to be very, very tough. So it's one of them situations where we need to win games. As I said earlier, draws are no good. If we drew the next 14 games, we'll be relegated. So we have to go and win games. We have to be positive. You know, if we have to go and win some games 3-2, 4-3, then we have to do that. And today, if the third goal goes in at that stage, a crucial stage, you know, for me at 3-0, we win the game. At 2-0, one goal brings them back into the game, and it gives them the lift that they needed, and they put us under a lot of pressure in the last 10-15 minutes. And even now, I felt, you know, if we'd have gone on another 5 minutes, we could have even got beat today, which is disappointing.
Late in the game, double substitution.
It was just trying to get some fresh legs on. We just felt that Sam, who'd played well, was just starting to get a little bit caught out in terms of their runners, so we just needed to put 2 holding players on there. That's why we put Scotty Thomas on, and obviously Louis had just started to let the right back, I felt, go from making runs, getting in behind him a little bit, and he put a good shift in, so it was important to try and get some fresh legs on. And obviously bringing Billy down the right hand side, we went to more of a 4-4-2, and just to try and get us a little bit more shape and try and hold the ball up front and try and get Michael and Charlie McDonald, just to try and put them under a little bit of pressure. But it never really happened. I felt our clearances in the last sort of 5-10 minutes, we never really cleared the ball with any purpose. We kept giving the ball away, and I felt it summed it up with their goal in the 89th minute come from a missed kick from their goalkeeper, and James White, the midfield player, has brought it down on the halfway line, and we're so deep in terms of, I think, trying to not concede the goal, we've let him turn, and then he started to recycle the ball, and then you know where it's ended up in the back of the net.
Finally, and you mentioned missing the dugout, it was a blooming cold day. Was it nice to be back in the thick of it, despite not getting the result you wanted?
Listen, I've missed it since end of September, but it was great. I enjoyed it. Everyone's been fantastic here today. You know, they've made me feel really welcome. And as you say, it was cold, yeah, and it was wet and it was windy. But as I said to you there, for me, it was like a defeat in the second goal going in. But you know, there's lots of positives today, lots of positives in terms of the way we played at 2-0. We could have gone 3-4 quite easily, and then it just felt like the shackles and the pressure had been lifted from all the players' backs. Unfortunately, you know, with the goal late on, it just sends us back into that little bit of a shell. So, but we've got to remain positive. We've got a good squad here. Yeah, we probably need to score goals. We've got to score more goals than what we've got, so that has to come by working hard in games, working hard in training, working on set pieces and stuff like that, because we probably haven't scored enough goals from set pieces as we should have done, especially when you've got the delivery from Lee Chappell and people like that. You know, we should be scoring more goals, so they're all the things we need to work on. But it's one thing, as I said to you from the first minute I walked in here, was, you know, we have to go and work harder. We have to go and work hard throughout whatever we do, and if we come off the pitch at the end of 90 minutes or at the end of the season and everybody's give over 100%, then nobody can ask for any more than that. If we're not good enough, that'll only come down to the fact is that, you know, as a changing room, we've not gone and won enough games, and that's where I feel where our big disappointment is, because I keep saying it, draws aren't good enough in this league.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. Just a reminder them, Saints next in action on Tuesday. We're away to league leaders Ebbsfleet United, and kick-off at Stonebridge Road is at 7:45.